Well, guys, we're standing right out here at Old Tiger Stadium, which is now called the Corner Ballpark at Willie Horton Field of Dreams. But taking place right here was a celebration from the 1984 championship season. So we're right here where it all happened, and just wanted to ask you, what you're kind of doing now.
Yeah, I work at Ford Motor Company. I've been there for 26 years now, and I've been married for 32 years with my lovely wife, Rochelle. We started dating the magic year of '84.
I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Allied Printing Company in Ferndale, Michigan, and I get the pleasure of seeing you once a week,
Good or bad.
But it's been great. It's really been greit.
But guys, let's just start in general, before we get into specifics. What are some of the special memories you have from that 1984 year that you remember the best?
I think, everyone talked about the World Series celebration, but I think when they clinched the pennant, that was the best party because it was the first time in a long time. All the regular fans were in the stands, and it was just crazy. And inside the locker room, we weren't very well prepared. There was no plastic up and all that kind of thing. So a couple days later, it was pretty bad to reek with all the beer and the champagne. But I think, in my opinion, that was one of the biggest celebrations I've ever been part of, and it was just wonderful. All the fans and the people got together, and it was awesome.
And how old were you?
In 1984, I was 21 years old. Yeah.
Oh, you were? So,
yeah, I was in college.
Did you have any champagne or beer that night?
A little bit.
Okay. How about you? What are your fondest memories?
So I guess part of my fondest memories, like Dave mentioned, the championship was awesome. We got to see people walking around with sod on their heads, and I was just in awe of the fans' reactions to everything. They were so hungry for a championship, and it was incredible. But the World Series itself, I mean, we're standing here, right? This is where the celebration took place, and unfortunately for me, I was down in the clubhouse stoking the champagne bottles, getting it ready for the celebration.
Now how old were you?
I was 22 years old.
Okay, so
yeah.
Did you have any champagne?
Absolutely.
But, since we are, we're right here, right in the middle of where it all took place and everything. Any special memories or, thoughts on the Old Tiger Stadium?
I think in the beginning, my mom cut out an article when I was old enough to drive my sophomore year in high school, and I wrote a letter down here, and Mr. Smenko got a copy of it, and he called me down for an interview, and it was actually in Sparky Anderson's office where I had the interview, and it was unbelievable just being in the ballpark. Like, I lived in Detroit, we both grew up in Detroit, and it was just being inside the clubhouse was unbelievable. He asked me when I could start, and I said, I can start right now. He said, good, there's a truck in the back, go start unloading it. So I start that day. So.
And for me, I'm blessed because, Dave got hired by Jim. Dave was able to get a series of his friends in, which I was one of them, and very fortunate for that. But my first experience, I came out in the field my first day through the dugout, and I was just in awe. I mean, we all played baseball growing up as kids, and we loved the Tigers, and it was just an amazing emotional experience for me. I mean, it was incredible, and I felt very, very privileged to be here.
To be there, and
yeah.
As far as the World Series, though, I was able to be the bat boy for game number 4, and the way they did it back, the bat boys did, we went by who was the starting pitcher. So I don't know if you knew that, but the starting pitcher, Mill Wilcox, Dom Nito did those games. I did Jack Morris's games, and Bobby Michaels did your games. And so when they came back to Detroit from San Diego, it was set up perfect. So Dom did the first game, I did the second game, and then Bobby did your game. And it was so special because Tram hit the 2 home runs right out there.
High drive into deep left field. Back goes Martinez, away back. It's gone.
I was lucky enough, it was captured. I found a picture just this year, actually. Lou Whitaker was on the bases when he hit both home runs, and so this is a picture of Lou coming in, shaking hands with Gibby, and I was coming right around. And then I waited for Tram, and I was able to shake his hand, and he did it twice in that day, and Lou Whitaker was on base both times, and it was just unbelievable. The whole city was just cheering. It almost seemed like it went to the same part of the ballpark both times, and I mean, I was just so happy for Tram. It was awesome.
I think it did, didn't it? Didn't both of them go in the upper deck in left field?
That's
right.
Yeah,
that's right. And he was pretty gentle with you when he,
I got a nice firm hand.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a high-five guy, and so I put my hand out, and he grabbed it pretty good and shook my hand. So it was awesome.
That's great.